Hi, welcome to today's video where I am going to unbox a set of acrylic pen markers. So I typically just work with paint. I have tested out different art supplies, and sometimes getting like finer details is easier to use things like paint pen type stuff. Hi, I'm Wendy Anderson. I've been teaching beginner acrylic painting for over 10 years. So I'm hands-on making art all the time, and I have a really good feel for what is going to work and not work, especially if you're just a beginner. That's why I'm here to test it out for you. That way you don't have to. I'll let you know if it's who it's for and who it's not for. So I'm going to check these out. I've never tried them before. I'm just going to open it up, mess around, see what they're like, and give you my honest feeling of what I think of them and if they're worth checking out. So let's dive in. Right, let's open up. This came in this box, kind of already unripped the tape, and we got some bubble wrap on there and styrofoam, so it's packaged pretty nice so that it doesn't get all messed up. And it comes with this little case. This is kind of cool. It's 72 colors, and then I'm going to open and we'll test. So each little tray has its own little thing to undo. We have 4 little latches that come off, and then the tray comes off, and they like attach to each other, which is kind of cool. It says you want to store them flat and then shake before using. So I'm just gonna undo them, stack them, test a few, and see what you think. So I'm just gonna go on top of a piece of paper. One side I have nothing except for some little doodles, and then I have paint on the other side. So I'm gonna paint on top of paint and on plain paper, and then I'll do canvas as well. Same kind of thing. So again, you're just gonna shake before, like that. That's just how I do it. I don't know if there's like a proper way. Like if I push hard, I can get more of a thicker brush type stroke. And then if I release pressure, I can get a thin line, just like with the paintbrush. And then what's fun with these is you can get little dots, but see, like I can put it on top of the black. This is dry, so you can go on top of the black with it, and it stands out. And I didn't have to shake it very hard or that much to get it to come out, and it's coming out in like plentifully without any issues. I've tried these kinds of markers before, and I have some actually that I don't use them that much. Like they're kind of fun, but we used them to paint on wood, and they were just, they didn't have as much, you couldn't get as much detail with them. I will just say that much. I'll just put it right on top of that. It has a little bit of it's actually pretty opaque. That means like I can put it on top of this magenta paint, and it like stands out. I can see it. Not as much on the lighter color, but it still has a good, like it pops well. Like I feel like that's good. That was one of the things I was thinking might not be that good with it. But the white would come in handy for my people who have a hard time with like little star dots, or like a lot of the designs that I do incorporate like little twinkle stars and things like that. This would be easier than using a brush, especially if you feel more confident with a pen or a pencil. So I know a lot of people, the brush really just kind of gets away from them. And I don't blame you. It can be like tricky, you know, so I totally get it. I'm going to try this little peach color, this brighter color, and put it on top of the paper that has paint on it. So we're testing out a couple different scenarios. And this is really dark. So as you can see, this peach color, like it's popping pretty good on top of that super dark color. It's a little bit transparent, so you might have to build your layers almost just like paint in some instances, or I might just need to shake it more. But it's still pretty opaque. Like it goes on top pretty heavy to where like it's definitely seeable and doable. Let's do a little bit of pink. So same thing with every marker. There's a lot of different colors in the set, so it really pops out on the paper. Again, if you like the like kind of organic craziness of a paintbrush, this probably isn't for you because you want to really be able to do that. There's certain techniques you wouldn't be able to do splatter paint, you wouldn't be able to do certain things. This is more for if you really want to get in there and have a cross between a pen and a marker and a brush. So it's like you're getting kind of that more control over it. And I think that could be really helpful for some people that struggle with the paintbrush, especially getting fine details like trees and tree branches. So you can see how I can paint the tree branches with this. But again, certain techniques, like if I wanted to tap in foliage or do something, like see, I can tap the pen like kind of like a brush, but it's just different, you know? But again, that might work for somebody that is struggling with the brush. So you know yourself, you know what is working and not working for you. Ooh, that one's nice. Yeah. So again, you could do dots. You can pretty much do anything that you can do with this kind of brush, except for it's a little less flexible. So obviously this brush is like boop, like really flexible. Whereas this, it's flexible, but it's not that flexible. But it flows really well and you can get really fine details with it. Like I'm able to come in here and just like barely touch and get those nice fine lines and little dots and things like that. So if that's something, again, that you struggle with the brush, this kind of adding this kind of thing into your experience, there's no shame in that. It's not like you have to struggle. You will have these moments where you just go, you know what, maybe this, something else, some other tool is going to serve me better in my process. And that's all that artists are doing is it's trial and error. You have to test things out, see what works, but they work on paper, they work on top of acrylics. So if I were to make a painting and then just come in there and do details with that, that could be really fun for you and something that makes you feel like you've been missing from your process. And if it is, test it out and let that be the thing that lets you go to the next level instead of feeling like you're at a block with the tools as they are. So I always invite people, like I invite you to start simple, but I also invite you to, that's so you can understand where you are, where you gravitate towards, like without being overwhelmed by too many things. Then you can start adding stuff when you know what you need. So, and without feeling like it has no purpose. So once you have the context of your skill level, what you're trying to achieve, all that, then you can start to bring in other little fun things to do. And I know I've talked to many people who talk about using paint markers for their fine details, even people who come to my in-person events. A lot of times it's for like the black lines that we do in a lot of the painting. So they just leave it off. They don't do the paint. And then they just say they're going to go and do this later. Okay. So, or if you're doing any kind of art that requires writing, like writing words, that might be helpful. Even for me, I would be like, the brush you could do, but I find like writing and making it look really, really legible and good with a brush can be really challenging. And it's like, why do that to yourself when you can choose an easier supply that's going to make it easier for you to get good results? So that's always hands down what I'm going for, is like, what's going to get us the best results the easiest while we're still learning the skills that we need in order to understand what's happening. So I hope this was helpful. And if you want to check these out, I will leave information in the description. And if you have any other art supplies you're curious about that you'd rather see in action before you even consider like putting it into your art supply kit, then let me know. I would love to know, because I would definitely go in there and check it out for you, because I have lots of art supplies. I might even already have it in my house ready to just pop out and make a video and show you so you could see before you actually get in there and add it to your stuff, because you may or may not need it. All right. So again, if you're somebody who's into the big brush strokes and you want to cover an entire background, this isn't going to be good for you. This is going to be a nightmare, and you don't even need to have this because you're good with your paint. But if you are my detail person and somebody that struggles with the fine lines and you just like get so annoyed, this might help you. So, it kind of depends on what you need. and then go with it. But thanks for watching. And again, I hope this was helpful. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.